Good afternoon, amigos, from Aguascalientes.
A place we never expected to find ourselves. Now, we'll get to that in a minute, but earlier today we spent the entire morning exploring the old train station, another place we thought we'd never find ourselves. Here's a look back at what we did this morning.
We are currently in Plaza de Tres Centurias. It is like an old train station, old 19th, 18th century train station. Super interesting.
It is really pretty here. It's set up, it's actually a really big park. There's today's sneeze. The strange thing though is that it's Friday in the middle of the day and there is not a soul here. It feels a little deserted, however very well manicured, but I was telling Greg, if this same park was in Mexico City, it would be packed with people making out in every corner. But here in Aguascalientes, I think things are kept much more low-key because
low-key.
There's not a soul here.
We have the place to ourselves, amigos.
Uh-oh. Save me.
What museum is this?
Museo Ferrocarrilero. Boom. We've made it into the Museum of Space.
Museo de Espacio.
And if you're just as confused as we are, I thought this was going to be like planets and stars and things like outer space. I think it means space as in like there's space in this museum.
It's huge.
It is really big, and the exhibits are full of body parts.
That museum was surprisingly nice.
Spacious.
We kind of poked fun at the, it was very spacious. We kind of poked fun at Aguascalientes for there not being any people here, but that museum, the work in there really did rival, I don't know, works we've seen in museums across Mexico. All of mis amigos queretanos might recognize this. The whole time we were walking around, I thought these things look familiar, the style looks familiar. There's one of these sculptures, one of these heads, one of these hollow heads in Querétaro. By which church is that one?
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't.
Downtown.
It's in downtown. Comment if you know what I'm talking about. Or am I crazy? Could be crazy.
Both.
Now, as unexpected as the museum space was, not the Museum of Space or Museum of Outer Space, but the Space Museum, as unexpected as that was, the most unexpected thing is us being right here in Aguascalientes. Just, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, we met one of our first fans, if you will, one of our first followers of the channel.
It was so weird. Johnny and his girlfriend, Johnny's family is from here in Aguascalientes.
Johnny, I hope you're watching this. We tried to find you on Instagram, we can't find you.
Anyways, Johnny showed us pictures of his family's land here in Aguascalientes, and I remember thinking at the time, this was when we lived in Vallarta, I remember thinking like, we're probably never gonna go there, and Johnny invited us, and I remember thinking like, I'm not gonna get in the car with a stranger and go to Central Mexico. Like, I've never heard of this town, I can't say it, it means something along the lines of hot water, and here we are. And I think this is Greg and I are picture perfect examples of people from the States or people from outside of Mexico having really no idea or understanding about Mexico and the unknowns, if you will, that come along with it. And I think that's very true with us. We had heard of places like Vallarta, Cancun, even Isla Mujeres, places like that. But I think anywhere in Central Mexico, we had just never heard of it. That said, here we are. Thank you, Johnny, for being the very first person to mention ever coming to Central Mexico. I am so glad we did.
Through our travels and through our efforts in getting to know Mexico, hopefully you guys can see how much we care about Mexico, how much we love Mexico, and see our efforts in trying to get to know the country. And we, you know, receive comments and emails all the time giving us praise for that, and we appreciate that. But the fact is, like, we weren't, like 10 years ago, the unfortunate truth is, like, we didn't care about Mexico. We didn't know anything about Mexico. 2 years ago, really, before we moved here, we didn't know anything about Mexico.
Right.
And really, even while we lived in Vallarta, you know, we
still a little protected bubble of
it was
Mexico.
Still a protected bubble, and we still, exactly, it was just that, a bubble. We're over here, and the rest of Mexico's over here, and like, we know this little area is safe, but I don't know, like, central Mexico just seemed so unknown. And I guess my point being is exactly what Hillary said is, we're not exceptional in that, like, we just grew up knowing and caring and interested in Mexico. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and that's the case with most foreigners. They're not gonna, they may have heard of San Miguel de Allende or Guanajuato, but they're still gonna wonder, why the heck am I going to central Mexico, this country I've only heard negative things about? So for us, it's really just being here in Aguascalientes, more so than any other place, to me represents like how much we have changed, how like our minds,
our love and understanding and like the eagerness within us to explore Mexico has evolved and is still absolutely evolving.
In just a few short months, we have transformed from gringos, extranjeros that knew nothing about Mexico, that still had preconceived ideas or bad notions about Mexico even while being here,
to adopted Mexicanos.
So what are your final thoughts, final impressions of Aguascalientes?
It's very different than what I expected. I didn't have many expectations.
Right.
I like the mix of colonial and modern, even right here in downtown, which is something that is not the case in places like Morelia or places that are UNESCO heritage sites, because like modern buildings cannot move into the downtown there. So both are very, very interesting for their own different reasons, but I do like the very modern yet colonial.
Yeah, like we said in the first video, there's like a weird mix of colonial, super modern, some Art Deco. Like, to me, it kind of has like a early 1900s type of feel to it.
Yeah, but then also like parts of it remind me of Zacatecas, like a little bit westerny with like some not super straight streets. So it is a really interesting place, and I am super glad that Johnny and tons of you recommended that we come here.
Very glad. My last impression is I don't know if this quite says it or not, but to me sometimes it feels like a movie set. I don't know if it's because of like the 90s buildings. It just seems like something you would see in a night, like if, I don't know, it seems like a Disney movie set, which hopefully says good things about the city.
I mean, it's super clean.
Super clean, very well manicured, very well designed. Maybe it's the design, I don't know. The point of today's video is to not prejudge a city, a place, a country too much, a person, really before, I don't know, taking your own time to get to know it for yourself and not just, I don't know, coming up with your own predisposed ideas or notions, or I don't know, I just don't think it's good. And I know that if we do it, I mean, we're obviously by no means perfect, but we love traveling, we love getting to know people and places, and we always have. And we still felt that way.
Uneasy, unnerved, the unknown.
Exactly, about Central Mexico. So I can only imagine how, I don't know, maybe...
Yeah, someone who's never left your home country feels.
Exactly. So hopefully we can encourage you, or you can watch this video, like it, comment, share it, and encourage others to get out of the comfort zone a little bit and...
Get a little kinetic. Get it?
Alrighty, amigos. Tomorrow we will be... Well, I don't know exactly where we'll be tomorrow. Comment below, let us know where you think we'll be tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a place... I won't tell you too much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Click the bell to get notified
every time
we upload a new video, and we will see you guys
tomorrow.
This day.
A secret place in Mexico.